Hi everyone, welcome back to Craftman Mode. This is a series where the only items we can use are ones that we've made ourselves from scratch, from raw materials at their source. The only things we can buy from shops are things like tools and other essential items. That means no buying any weapons or gear from shops. The only material drops that we can loot are things like hides and bones. We are a regular ironman, which means we can use a bank, but we can't trade with anyone and we're generally on our own. There's a lot of content that's locked behind levels and certain items, which is the journey that we're going to be doing to try and unlock as many things as possible and try to progress the account as far as we can. I hope you enjoy the video and I'll keep you updated with progress as we go. I just wanted to make an amendment to one of the rules that I set out in the previous video, and that was the one where I said that I would lock the constructed skill and hunter skill behind the lunar spell book, and that was for the plank make spell and the spell that gives you the hunting supplies, and also the tanning leather spell. So those three functions were previously locked behind the lunar spell book, which basically I just wanted to make an exception to my rules, just because by having those rules it means that loads of early game content is just locked behind really high magic level, and during Mentor Quest it's actually quite a challenge to be able to get that done. And I would also need to do things like the hard Fremenic diaries as well, just to be able to use some of these spells. So yeah, I'm just going to reverse that rule, so that will allow me to use the tanning facilities and the sawmill and be able to buy hunting supplies from the shop. That will allow me to basically train those skills, produce those items, and yeah, it's just a little bit more in the spirit with the game mode. So we're going to start this one off by doing some farming. So just going to trade Olivia here and get some seeds. It's unfortunate that we can't get any of these ones here, but it's what it is. We'll just have to start off low. And then eventually we'll be able to start killing some monsters for some more seeds. Cause I just want to get my farming level up, so I can start eventually doing some herb lore, and there's just other things as well. We're just at the farming shop, so just going to get some tools. Going to break seed to the, I think just these three for now, and a watering can. Can't buy these because we can make them, so that's something for later on. Same with plant pots as well. We can make a plant pot, so that'll be something to do later. We'll stock up on some buckets as well, because I'm going to need to make some compost. And that's level 2 farming, so what I'll do is go and plant some marigolds as well. That should keep my potatoes alive. So that's the patches weeded, so let's go ahead and plant some potatoes. One thing to note is that we can't use plant cure because we can't make that ourselves. Yeah, so we're just going to be basically at the mercy of disease, but hey, is what it is. Level 3 farming. We're already on to the onions. The gains that this account is making is quite staggering. 7 farming. And that's level 12 farming. And what I'm going to do now is I've got myself some rosemary seeds and some cabbage seeds, so I'm going to just change all my crops over to cabbages. 36 cooking, 37 cooking, 12 fire making, level 38 fishing, 39 fishing, 38 cooking, and that's level 40 fishing, level 15 farming, and that's level 40 cooking. Just going to start off my construction journey just doing Daddy's home. So I'm just going to make myself some steel nails and just get the other materials together. So I can't make a bolt of cloth, so I just need to buy that. It's just the 5 of those. I think they're what? Yeah, a little bit of money. So things like that where I can't make it, so I need it to complete a quest or something like that. Then obviously I can buy that. That's Daddy's home completed. Level 8 construction. Yeah, there's level 20 woodcutting. Just gonna drop all of these. Just going to go ahead and make myself a steel axe because the iron is just not cutting it. So one of the main short-term goals I want to get is 76 fishing, so that's why I can do the Fremenic Trials quest, because I need the raw shark for that. The only trouble with that is to get 76 fishing, I've done the maths, and I need to collect somewhere around about 20,000 feathers, so I might just spend a bit of time just trying to work out the most efficient route. It could be a case that actually, yes, killing chickens for that amount of time is quicker than harpoon fishing, for example, all the way up to that point. It may be a case I just need to do a bit of fly fishing for a little while, get my level a bit higher first so that the rates are a bit quicker, so that way I can do harpoon fishing potentially higher up the levels I go, but yeah, not quite sure at the minute. I just need to kind of work out what is the best XP per hour when factoring in the fact that I need to spend ages killing chickens, and also I was thinking about doing bird houses, but I looked it up, there's not really that many feathers you get out of it compared to the time you put in, so it's not really a worthwhile thing doing for feathers. Yeah, I mean 76 fishing is probably my #1 short-term goal, because then I'll be able to do Fremenic Trials and unlock a bunch of other content. So I did try catching some tuna with a harpoon, and that was taking me about 15 minutes to do one inventory, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get as many feathers as I can. Probably won't do it all 20,000 in one go, but yeah, this is clearly going to be a much quicker way of getting fishing XP. Oh yeah, I did forget to say I will be cooking all of these fish because well, it makes no sense for me to get my fishing level all the way up and not my cooking, since, you know, by the time I get to 76 I should be able to, well, I should be able to fish, to cook the sharks. So, I mean, obviously getting the 76 is for the quest, but being able to actually fish my own sharks and cook them is also beneficial just later on down the line, so I'm just going to do that anyway, sort of kill two birds with one stone, rather than having to come back and do cooking later, just because it makes no sense to do it that way. And that is level 50 cooking. And that's level 50 fishing. And level 55 cooking. And level 55 fishing. So I'm a total idiot. I've just spent basically my entire cash stack on empty bucket packs. Went to buy one, but bought all. And now I've got, well, more buckets than I can ever want. And I can't even sell it to the shop because it's understocked. And of course I'm an Ironman, so that's my entire cash stack gone. Fantastic. This is the first method that I ever used to train construction, which was to just make loads and loads and loads of clay fireplaces, because I didn't really know how to play the game back in the day. So I'm just going to do one inventory of this. Hopefully it takes me to level 10. That's level 10 construction. That's Hizzy Occult done. And that's Fight Arena completed. Level 40 mining. And this is why it's a good idea to do some farming, because now I've got some cabbages I can use in the Black Knight's Fortress quest. And let's just go ahead and make the iron chain body and the bronze medium helmet. Right, let's go ahead and do this bit. Don't bring any old cabbage, that will wreck a potion. Conveniently, I have a cabbage. And let's not eat the cabbage, and let's shove it down this hole. It just conveniently happens to be a giant hole right above the cauldron for you to throw a cabbage down. Nice one. So let's go ahead and start Druidic Ritual. This part is really stupid as well, just like, oh no, watch out for the suit of armors, oh I don't need to attack them. Right. Raw beef. Raw bear meat, sorry, raw beef. Raw rat meat and raw chicken. Alright, let's get out of here. Druidic Ritual done. Right, let's start recruitment drive. Right, first room. Yes, first room completed. Second room completed. Yes, this room completed. Right, let's give it a go. Yeah, we've got this one. Here we are. Yeah, that's recruitment drive done. I am going to drop that one. So I was just looking on the wiki, and turns out I can't do dig site quest because I need a rope, which is, as I've explained before, locked behind Fremennik Trials. So I can't do that. So unfortunately going to miss out on 15k mining XP. So not the end of the world, I just have to grind out a little bit. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, mining iron's fairly chill. I was thinking maybe I might try out the Motherlode mine, but I don't know whether it's going to be worth doing. The XP is fairly good from the Giant's Foundry just using iron, so it probably won't actually speed anything up. We'll see. I might just try it out a little bit, see what kind of see how quickly I can mine the stuff in the Motherlode mine. If it's going to be really slow, then I won't even bother. Yeah, I'll definitely try and get to 55 mining, 50 smithing, make the mithril axe, then I can do some wood cutting. I mean, I could do some wood cutting earlier, but it doesn't make sense to do it until I've got the mithril axe, since I'm going that way anyway. Yeah, then probably just do a bit of crafting, fletching, you know, probably make bowstrings, and then fletch them into bows, kill two birds with one stone, or three, effectively, if I'm training all three at the same time, because I will need to level those up to do the Fremennik Trials. Then probably just do a bit of combat training, might try and do some Slayer or something, I'm not sure, see how it goes. Definitely going to need to increase my defense level, otherwise I'm just going to get ripped to shreds by the guy you got to fight in the Fremennik Trials. And I'll also try and do Lost City quest. I've got the stats, well, I've got the magic level to be able to do it. So yeah, I'll probably do that one just before doing the Fremennik Trials, just so I can get the Drayman branch to make the Drayman staff, so I can fight the guy a little bit easier. 45 mining. So I've moved to the Motherlode mine because, well, just looking at the XP counter here, it's slightly better XP because I was getting about 14k an hour mining iron, so this is a slight improvement. Obviously that means I can now do slightly more AFK, less click intensive mining, which is obviously a bonus, and also that means I'll be getting slightly more smithing XP for the stuff that I'm mining as well, because I'll be able to make steel bars, I'll be able to make gold bars as well, in addition to the iron. So I'll probably start off, once I've got to 55, I'll probably start off doing steel and then iron at the Giant's Foundry. So that should be, well, I mean, the 55 mining is probably the bigger of the grinds because smithing is fairly chill after that point. Well, with the Giant's Foundry, you can get a lot more XP anyway. So I'm hoping it takes us a bit higher as well, so that I can make not only just the pickaxe, well, the axe, but to be able to get the pickaxe. Also to see if I can make any more armor pieces as well, or any weapons, because that'll be an extra bonus. Because to be honest, until we get 55, there's not really much point trying to do much more combat training. Obviously, I'll try to increase my defense a little bit, but without a, with a steel scimitar, I think my max hit is like 4 for ages. Whereas, a mithril scimitar will have a higher max hit, and just be generally a bit better. So yeah, so I think I'll just try and grind this one out a little bit more. Still got a few more hours of mining because obviously it's really quite slow with the steel pickaxe, but once I get there I'll immediately start doing smithing. And there we are, 55 mining. So I'm going to go do some smithing now with my mithril. Yep, so I think what I'll do is I will go and smelt all of my steel bars, all the coal that I've just gotten, and then do as many iron bars as I can, see how many it takes me to get to 55. Right, so I've finished smelting all my ores, so I'm going to head to Giant's Foundry next. I did accidentally overdo the iron slightly, but who cares. So yeah, I'll use up all my iron first, then try and use up as little steel as I can. I mean, I've definitely got enough to get to 55, but I also want to save some steel bars to be able to make some arrowheads, or some other range gear, just because I've already made the bars. It kind of makes sense to save some. So that's what I'll do. So here we are at the Giant's Foundry. Do have some leftover iron stuff that I no longer need, so I'm going to get rid of those as well. I'll save myself a couple of bars. Yeah, that's 50 smithing, so I can now make a mithril pickaxe. There we are, 55 smithing. Mithril scimitar. So that is our new best in slot weapon. So I'm going to go make myself one of them. I'm going to go make a axe. I'll go get my pickaxe as well. I'll also go make myself a full set of steel armor because that's my new best armor. Right, let's trade in our steel pickaxe for a mithril. There we go. Lovely jubbly. There we are, 3 mithril bars, so I can make my axe and my scimitar now. Right, let's go ahead and make our stuff. So one of each, and we want a mithril scimitar. So that is now officially best in slot gear. So upgrade on last episode. So a bit better than the iron and the steel scimitar. So a bit more happy to do a little bit of combat training now, because the steel scimitar was just too rubbish, way too low DPS. To be honest, this probably isn't a huge improvement, but hey ho, marginal gains at the end of the day, and slightly better defense, so might not get shredded quite so much by everything. So yeah, so I think what I'll do now is go ahead and do some wood cutting, and then do a bit of fletching and a bit of crafting, get those to the levels I need for the Fremenic trials, then do a bit of, like I said, a bit more combat training, and then I should be ready. Crafting, 15 crafting, 20 crafting. 30 crafting. Just made myself a bit of jewellery. Just, you know, make a few games necklaces, amulet of magic, amulet of defense, a couple of dueling rings and some recoils. Just out of the gems I've managed to get so far from mining. At some point I'll be able to enchant them. Obviously I can't get my hands on cosmic runes just yet because I need. Oh no, I can make cosmic runes. I just need to get the talisman for it first before I can enchant those. So that'll just be something I do in a little bit. Not just yet. Just missed it, but we did just get to 600 total level. Yeah, so basically my mid-term strategy is just to get all my gathering and crafting skills. So like, you know, my mining, smithing, wood cutting, fletching, crafting, get all those skills to about level 55. Obviously I've made a good start on these ones so far. That way, you know, I can make some decent range gear. You know, I can make the snake skin stuff. I can make a amulet of strength. You know, all that stuff just really set the account up nicely for the future. Obviously, it's still not fantastic gear, but to be honest, with this account, like, you know, every little gain makes a big difference. Just because, you know, for example, just at the minute my max hits 5. Obviously, I'm only 27 strength, but you know, everything is just so much slower. Things just going to be like that much more challenging. So, you know, having all those little mini upgrades are going to help loads along the way. Just missed it again, but 25 hit points. 35 crafting. The beauty of this game mode is that it really brings you back to life in the old days of playing this game. You know, so many hours spent just picking flax and selling that for, you know, 1k in inventory or whatever it was, and that was literally how you made money back in the day. Of course, now I'm doing it purely for my own benefit, but it's still nice to reminisce. Just gonna finish off my crafting grind with a couple of quests. So I'll do Elemental Workshop Part 1 and Observatory Quest, neither of which have any crazy high restrictions, and they're nearby, so I'll just go ahead and do that, and that'll give me 7k, which will take me to 40. That's Elemental Workshop 1 done. And that's Elemental Workshop 2 done. And that should take me now nicely to 41 crafting, 15 fletching, 30 wood cutting, 20 fletching. So we've just got our first bird nest, which is something that we are allowed to have. So let's just have a look, see what we get. Orange tree seed, not fantastic, but hey ho. 35 wood cutting, 25 fletching. There, we just got our first medium clue from a bird's nest. Of course, we can only use cosmetic items, or we can only get cosmetic items from clues, nothing like armor or, you know, any other useful items we'll have to drop. So we're just looking at like clue uniques, cosmetic, gear and anything like that. And the back-to-back bird's nest. Pineapple seed. 30 fletching. 40 wood cutting. And that is the end of my mini grind there. So I've got pretty much everything I need, apart from the 76 fishing to be able to do Fremenic trials. Obviously I need to do my combat stats as well, but that's going to naturally go up because now I'm going to need to go and get approximately another 18,000 feathers from killing chickens. So that's what I'm going to do next, and it's going to take me a long time, and we're just going to see how we get on with it. I probably, like I did before, I probably won't do it all in one batch. I'll probably do a few and then, well, a few thousand maybe, and then do some more fishing and cooking. Just missed it, but that's 30 strength, 30 HP. And we just got another 4,000 feathers. We're taking our kill count total to 1,726 chickens. 30 fire making. First book of knowledge. Let's stick that one straight on herblore. 65 fishing. So I've gone and got myself another 5,000 feathers, a lederhosen top in that time as well, and 40 strength. So that should sort me out for a little while of AFK fishing. 70 fishing, 6 more levels to go. We just got a mystery box. Let's see what we get. Cabbage. Right, I have moved on over to the fishing guild where I'm catching swordfish and tuna. It's turned out to be comparable XP rate to what I was getting before, and obviously the big difference is I don't need to collect feathers to do the fly fishing anymore, so that's going to speed that up as well, make it a little bit more AFKable. And since I've got the bank here, I can just go ahead and just bank all my fish. I don't need to worry about cooking them as I go, so I can just do them all afterwards and yeah, get my cooking levels later. We have just gotten a big swordfish, and that is a 1 in 2,500 drop, so we are well under drop rate for that. 20 farming, 74 fishing. This is the first time we've successfully grown some barley, so I'm gonna maybe at some point try and brew some beer with that. That'll be quite a fun thing to do. One other thing we're going to need to get is some seaweed, and one way to do that is by using a big net and catching it this way. The reason we need that is because we want to, well, we're going to need to make some glass to be able to make vials and other things, so that we can do some herblore at some point. So I'm just gonna, while I'm doing this fishing grind, try and see if I can catch any seaweed, just so we can make at least a few vials, maybe, you know, might come in handy at some point. And that's the first seaweed caught, so see if I can catch a few more of them and make a little stash so that I can use it at some point in the future. 75 fishing. And there is 76 fishing, and we can now catch sharks. And there is the first raw shark of the account, which is the one we're going to use. So let's stop there for now. We have got a few other things I need to do before we can go ahead and complete Fremenic Trials. I want to complete Lost City. I think I need to also level up my defense a little bit because we're quite low. Yes, we're going to do Lost City so I can make a Drayman staff for the boss fight. One other thing we're going to try and get is a Cosmic Talisman, and a fairly easy way we can get that is through fishing for caskets with a big net. Got a 1 in 128 chance of catching a casket, and then it's another 1 in 16 chance of getting the Cosmic Talisman. So I guess we'll see how far we can go. You know, if I'm looking really dry, then I might just sort of skip it for now. But yeah, it'd be a good thing to get. because I need a cosmic talisman to be able to do any kind of enchantments on jewellery, and then that will allow me to get a ring of recoil together for the Feminic Trials, which probably will help me out quite a bit. First casket, are we going to get lucky? No, and I need to drop that one as well. Second casket, are we going to be lucky on this one? No. Decided that it was going to be a bit of a waste of time fishing for all those caskets when rock crabs drop it as well, and I need to level up my combat skills anyway, so I can kill two birds with one stone with this one. It's still quite unlikely to get it. It's still, you know, probably one in close to 2,000 drop. But yeah, I guess we'll see where we go with it. So yeah, roll the combat training montage. Yeah, we just got a casket, so third one, what are we going to get? Nothing. No, I AFK'd for a couple of minutes and of course got a casket in that time and it despawned. So that's brilliant. Right, I think I'm going to call it there. We did get to 40 defense. Didn't get another casket, so I think it's just something I might just try and YOLO the guy now. The wiki suggested having 40 combat, so I might be okay with my current setup. If I'm struggling, I can always come back, do some more training, maybe try and get a cosmic talisman to make some ring of recoils. But let's see how we go. So next, gonna do Lost City. After some deliberations, I've decided that because I can farm flax now, I'm going to drop all of the bowstrings I previously made, because I can make bowstrings from scratch. I should do it that way. I'm also going to do the same for the bows that I made, so I'm going to drop those as well. So that's all cleared out. So basically I'm locked behind sailing to be able to make any bows. So if I want to train range, I need to use knives for the time being. One other thing I want to do is I'm going to block off any ports or boats, unless it's for a quest or the first time you can access a certain area. I want to block off any kind of sea travel unless I'm doing it via sailing. So that basically incentivizes me to train up my sailing so that I can get to places like Karamja and get over to Zaya, to Valamor. You know, I can train up my sailing, and then that gives me something to work towards, because this is a whole area that I can explore. Just an extra little thing, just to. Otherwise, sailing may not have a whole lot of use, so that would be a really good way to make use of the sailing skill for the account. Just wherever it's possible. Obviously, certain areas, you know, you can't sail to, but yeah, most of these areas where, you know, there's lots going on, so it just unlocks it for the future for the account. What that does mean is it incentivizes me to unlock certain teleportations, because I can no longer use charter ships to just get around money. So that's going to be something I'm going to be working on shortly, because yeah, just walking around White Wolf Mountain all the time is a bit tedious. So I mean, I'm going to look to try and complete some quests and unlock some teleports, do some, you know, once I've got my cosmic talisman, that will make things a bit easier, because I can enchant some jewellery and use that as a way of getting around. Right, let's go and start Lost City. Just getting some pure essence together so I can make some more casts for the tree spirit. Going to go for about 100 casts. This is going to be the setup for Lost City. So I've got myself 105 casts of Fire Strike for the Tree Spirit, and I'm also going to make myself a hard leather body. And I got the bronze axe on the first kill count, so didn't really need to bring all that food, but we'll take the wins. Here we go. Let's go kill the spirit tree. Get some Draymond branches now. I can drop all this rubbish. Yeah, now obviously I can't home telly, so now I need to walk back through the wilderness, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully I don't get PK'd. I made it back safely. And that's the Draymond staff created. And that's Lost City completed. And we just got another count check, so I'm just going to be putting all of these on Herb Lore, since that's going to be the most inconvenient skill to train. So we now have everything we need to complete Fremenic trials. So what I'm going to be doing is, obviously I'm going to be making a Draymond staff, so I'll need to take myself a Draymond branch. Where are you? Yeah, Draymond branch, a knife. I'm also going to make a studded body as well. Just learn, you know, that actually it's the regular leather, not the hard leather I need. So that'll give me a little bit of defense and offense to be able to kill Koshai the Deathless. And then I'll just be going in with Swordfish, see how I get on. I think I might be okay. I think I've got the stats high enough levels for it. So yeah, I guess if I struggle with it, then I can always come out and train up my levels again a little bit more and then see how we go. But yeah, let's crack on with it, and I'll see you over there. So let's go ahead and start the quest. We're at Brunt the Chieftain. Right, let's go ahead and fight Koshai the Deathless. So I don't have the range level for the studded body, which was really foolish of me, but let's just try and see how we go. I can always come back again afterwards. There we go. Just about made it through. And that is Thorald the Warrior completed. Now I've got to do the rest of it. I do need to pop back to the bank because I need to get out a onion, a potato and a cabbage. So we've got all the required items I need for the rest of the quest. So I'm just going to start off with Sigly the Huntsman. I finally found that guy. He's a bit of a pain to locate. There we go. Nearly didn't kill him. And that's Sigly the Huntsman completed. Next we'll be doing Olaf the Bard. And that's the Lyre Strung. You just need the Ghost Lady to enchant the lyre. Raw Shark. There we go. Enchanted lyre. And that's Olaf the Bard completed. Next we'll be doing Manny the Reveller. Just need to give this guy a beer. Yeah, we've got our low alcohol keg, which we'll take to the contest. Just need to use this on this and use it on the pipe. Just need to use the low alcohol keg on the regular keg of beer. And now, if I go to, where is he? Manny the River, let's do the drinking contest. And that's Manny the Reveller completed. Next we'll be doing Svensson the Navigator. That is Svensson the Navigator completed. Now we'll be doing probably the longest one, which is Sigmund the Merchant, which is basically a mini one small favour quest. And we've just gone around and gotten all the tasks from everyone, and now we've got this one here, so we can go around and deliver all the items to everyone. And we've got account check, so let's do you, have a quick herbal. Thank you very much. And that is Sigmund the Merchant completed. And lastly we'll be doing Pier the Seer's puzzle. And that's Pier the Seer completed. And let's just go ahead and finish that one up. That is Fremenic Trials completed. So we can now get to Nate's Knot, the island, and get ourselves some yak hair and make ourselves some rope. Yep, so we can go and start the Fremenic Isles quest. So yeah, so we're over in Yatizo at the minute, and like I said on the rule previously, what we're going to do is lock any ports or anything like this, or any islands behind sailing. That gives us that incentive to train up the sailing level. Obviously I can't unlock this dock until I've completed the Fremenic Isles, so what I'll do is I'll basically limit access to the islands purely for the quest. Now obviously I need to go and make myself a rope, which I'll do. Well, I'll go and make myself a bunch of ropes, and then I'll basically not be able to come back until after I've completed the quest. Well, after I'll complete the quest and then I can go back, but the only way I can go back is through sailing. So I've got all the jester pieces, now I can head on over to Native Knot. And here we are. So let's go ahead and get us a few yaks, get a few yak hair together, and then we'll be set on ropes for a while. And we've just gotten ourselves 37 yak hair, so I'm just going to go ahead and spin these into ropes using the spinning wheel over here. And that is all of my ropes spun. So that gives me 37 ropes. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I think that should be plenty. And the amount of content that we've now just unlocked is well, quite something. And it's quite nice that we finally got this item. The amount of hours that have gone into trying to obtain this item, and it's something that most players can get within 5 minutes of creating an account, if even that. And yeah, so many hours have gone into it, getting 76 fishing. I mean, that was at least 40 hours or so of grinding out fishing. Fairly rubbish XP rates as well. But yeah, very glad that we've done it, because now we've unlocked sailing, because we can now create boats and all sorts, and yeah, we can explore the seas. What it can also do is I can get some flaxseed, and I can start, making my own flax and spinning bowstrings and making bows and all sorts, and yes, you know, I really enjoy just unlocking items like this, just like fairly menial items that yeah, like I said, you know, you can just get within like 2 seconds of creating an account, and yeah, we've done it. And with us getting the rope, that just about ties together the episode 2 of Craftman Mode, if you pardon the pun. I've had a really good time making the episode and playing the account as well. It's been good to get back on it as well, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing what the account can do, how we can progress in future episodes. Gonna look at trying to round out my skills a little bit, increase my levels, get it nice and balanced. Trying to explore some content that I haven't been able to do yet. Looking forward to sailing, and you know, looking forward to doing a bit of range training, getting some jewellery enchantments, hopefully leveling up my magic as well. There's really all sorts of potential that this guy has. So yeah, if you've enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like. That'll help me out massively with the algorithm. And yeah, other than that, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.